Hello, my friends, and welcome back. What happens when a fat activist confronts some haters that they think were heckling them in public? Today, we're going to take a look at various clips from FatFabFeminist, one of which she confronts some haters. Were they actually making fun of her? I don't know. That remains to be seen. We're going to take a look and find out, though. Personally, when I hear anybody giggling or chuckling or laughing in public at all, I assume that they're making fun of me because I am the center of the universe, of course. Is this because I'm dumb? You all think that I'm dumb, don't you? Well, we weren't going to say anything, but yes, that is why we are laughing at you, cynical dude. I knew it. I knew that everyone was just pretending to be my friend so they could hurt me. All psychosis aside, let's jump right in with the applying of comb to mustache.
So I did get fat shamed yesterday in public.
Okay, you seem pretty nonchalant. I did get fat shamed yesterday in public, and then I got a lovely black blouse.
At first, I was literally so embarrassed that I just ran away into the bar.
But then I decided to confront them, because if you have something to say, say it to my face. I agree, say it to my face. Say it with your chest. Whatever that means. You know, I'm still a little confused on that one. When Kevin Hart first said that years ago, I was a little confused. But recently, I've seen a resurgence and people saying, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. So, you know, what does this have to do with anything? Literally nothing. I'm sorry. Let's get going here.
Then I decided to confront them, because if you have something to say it to my face.
Because if you have something to say it to my face. Alright, so we've got Mr. Blurface Man here. He's smoking a cigar or a cigarette or something. I'm not sure why we're blurring out his face. Don't you want the world to know that this man is a fat shamer? Does that automatically mean that it's fake if she blurred his face out? Place your bets below.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Well, he was kind of stammering there, you know. He was stuttering a little bit. So maybe this dude was saying something. Why is she coming back to confront him now? She's like, did you say something about me earlier? He's like, absolutely not. Why didn't you confront him at the time where he said something, right? You're walking down the street, you're just like, you are fat. Huh. I think that somebody called me fat just now. I better wait about 5 or 10 minutes and come back and confront them when I feel ready to. Wouldn't want to do it right now in the moment. I know it often catches us off guard when somebody randomly says something disrespectful to us, but we need to nip it in the bud right when it happens. Kind of like a dog, right? If you find that the dog pooped on the floor, there's no point in rubbing their nose in it at this point. They're not going to understand what the heck is going on. You got to catch them in the act. Sorry, everything relates back to dogs with me. I used to watch a lot of Caesar Moulin.
I did hear it.
Absolutely not. Nothing to do with you. Nothing to do.
He said, nothing to do with you. Oh yeah? Then why is your face all blocky, homie? What the heck? You're over here looking like Minecraft and you expect me to believe you, dog? That is like the most guilty looking stuff I've ever seen. If you weren't guilty, then why is your face all blocky, bro? Dead giveaway, homie. Dead giveaway. What's next? You're gonna start freaking mining for materials over here, bro? You're gonna start mining some ore in front of me, homie? No, this is too much. You're gonna get the diamond axe or whatever? Dude, I'm sorry. I never really played that one much either, dude.
I made eye contact with you when you left.
She made eye contact with you when you left, okay?
I don't remember seeing you. This is the first time.
I don't remember seeing you, and this is the first time. Oh my god, dude. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. I imagine that this dude is literally just minding his own business, and then he just randomly gets confronted by FatFabFeminist. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? Oh my goodness, this is a very embarrassing display, dude. What if this dude wasn't even looking at her? And I'm pretty sure he probably wasn't. He's probably just sitting there eating his food. He sees this chick going by wearing bright red lingerie in public in New York City on a Saturday afternoon or whatever, and he's like, and that was it, right? And then he goes back to eating his meal. 20 minutes later, the same chick comes walking by and comes at you and starts confronting you. You're just like, what? Huh? What? I didn't do anything. I just saw you wearing bright colors walking by. Why are you coming at me? I was just enjoying a steak. I'm going to assume that this dude like didn't say anything to her or fat shame her at all, and it's all in her head, because that just makes it so much funnier to me. And it's far more likely to be true, dude. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you enough to fat shame you. People got their own problems, man. You know what that guy was probably busy thinking while you were walking by? That's a pretty good risotto. I still wish I was dead, but that's a pretty good risotto. Do you know how much the phrase, "I wish I was dead," goes through the average person's brain? How many times in any given day while they're just sitting there going through their tasks, they're like, man, that is very tasty. God, I wish I was dead. I don't mean it as a bad way. You know, when I say these things, you might think like, oh my gosh, the cynical dude's really going through it. But no, dude, it's the human condition, bro. It's totally normal, totally natural. At least in my experience. You guys don't pray for death with every waking breath? Shut up. Of course you do.
First time, really.
He said, this is the first time really that I've seen you. Dude, I don't know why, dog, but I believe him. You are going around confronting people. This is hilarious.
They obviously denied it and acted all innocent, but I'm really...
Yeah, clearly they denied it and acted all innocent, man. It's almost like they didn't even know what the heck you were talking about. It's crazy. Yeah, they tried to act like they didn't even know what was going on. Who are you? Why are you yelling at me? Please stop assaulting me. Dude, these people really like to play games, huh? We know what you did. You looked in my general direction with a look of disdain, I might add. There was disdain in those eyes.
glad that I went out and said something.
I'm glad that you went out and said something too. You know, you're really standing up for the little guy or whatever, the big guy. I don't know.
Because it was really like eating at me. Never expect you to...
Ha! After she said it was really eating at me, then she said, ha ha. Oh my goodness, you're writing these jokes for me. Oh, this is great. Zing, you zinged yourself. The fact that she just zinged herself makes me think that she's actually on the road to healing. Any moment now, she's going to turn her whole life around. She's going to be like, wait a minute, what have I been doing? Because once you start zinging yourself and you start laughing at the horrible nature of reality, I feel like we can start moving past it at that point.
Enough for yourself, and when you do, they go silent.
Yeah, he did go silent. It's almost like he didn't know what the heck you were talking about.
And going back out there and taking the power back from them felt so good.
Did you really take the power back, or did you just embarrass yourself and others? Imagine you're like lifting weights at the gym and somebody just walks by and you're like, I saw you staring at my butt. They're like, what? What are you talking about? It just really makes you look insane.
When they went back into the bar, the man looked at me, looked away, and then looked down in shame. And
he did. He gave you this. He looked at you, looked back to the bar, and then he went, sorry, sir. I'll just go now. He did that? No way in heck did that guy steal my look of shame like this. That's my move.
That's what you deserve. You deserve to feel ashamed.
But we don't know if he did anything. You're jumping to conclusions, Victoria.
People ask why I consistently talk about being fat. Why?
People ask why I consistently talk about being fat. Yeah, you know, you're like, I don't care. I love my body, XYZ. And then, like, literally, you constantly talk about being fat. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I continue to do fat liberation work. Until the world stops being fat phobic, until the world stops giving me reasons to be outraged, I will continue to do this.
All right, you hear that, world? She's going to keep doing this until you stop giving her reasons to do this. Although I feel like we didn't do anything, and she's just assuming stuff and seeing stuff that's not there and using it to justify her outrageous behavior in public. Homie was just enjoying a good old-fashioned cigarette outdoors with his dining, you know, and you go up and you're like, I saw what you did, and he's just like, what? Who are you? And you're like, dude, I heard your little comment back there. I still didn't hear her say what he said. She's just like, I heard what you said back there, and he's like, what? Who are you? But she never went on to say what he said, right? Did he say, hey, fatty, or like, hey, fat? I don't even know. What do people say? I have no idea. By the way, I might sound a little weird. My nose is a little stuffed up right now. I often, like, almost come down with something, but then I don't. And it's the most bizarre thing ever, dude. The sickness keeps wanting to get me, but then it doesn't. Next, she's responding to this comment that reads, doctors have a bias against fat. Well, effing duh. Why do you think healthcare professionals would think being fat is unhealthy?
When I talk about doctors having a bias against fat people, I mean that existing in a fat body translates to me not getting proper healthcare from my medical professionals.
Okay, why do you always need to go to the doctor is my question. You know, the last time I went to the doctor was several years ago. I don't mean to brag or whatever, but I don't go to the doctor, like, ever, unless there's something actually wrong with me. So if there's consistently something wrong with you and you're always having to go to the doctor, you might want to reevaluate your lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle lends itself to not really having to go to the doctor ever. If you're always going in there, you're like, oh, I got sick again, my knee hurts, this, that, or the other thing. Not even stuff that seems to be weight-related is weight-related. If you're always getting sick all the time, it could very well be because of your weight, because your body is in a state of disrepair. You're more susceptible to everything when you're obese.
Because of their preconceived notions of what a fat body consists of.
Oh, they thought that a fat body consists of adipose tissue, but actually it's about 90% bones. Yes, every morbidly obese person that you see is actually mostly skeleton.
Of why a person is and is not fat. Because of doctors' biases against fat bodies, we get appearance-based care instead of symptom-based care.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't go to the doctor's office for a broken leg? And while you're there, they're like, by the way, you're obese, and that's making this broken leg worse, and that's why you keep getting the cold all the time and all these other illnesses, because your body is weakened.
That means that the majority of the time when I'm walking into a doctor's office, their first thought about why I'm having any issue that I'm having is my weight. I can go in with a broken leg or a runny nose, and I'll be told to lose weight.
Well, we all know that losing weight helps with the runny nose 9 times out of 10. I believe that everybody in the fat acceptance community is being hyperbolic. They're exaggerating. You may go to the doctor for an unrelated illness, and they're going to tell you to lose weight. They're not necessarily telling you to lose weight because it will help with that other thing. They're just telling you, while you're here, by the way, you know, like taking your car to the mechanic. He's like, yo, we went ahead and changed that oil for you. Just so you know, though, your front right tire, the tread is getting really low. You're going to want to replace that soon, okay? It's the same thing. While you're here, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that your transmission fell out of your car like 100,000 miles ago. I don't know how it's still even rolling down the road. It's literally impossible, but here we are. While we were fixing your headlight, we figured we would tell you about that. By the way, all of your tires fell off, you know, quite a while ago. I don't know if you noticed or not, but your car hasn't even been moving.
Whereas a thin counterpart will go in with my exact same symptoms, and they will get care based on their symptoms, not the way they appear.
Right, they won't be told that, oh, by the way, you're obese and you should lose weight, because they're not obese and they shouldn't lose weight. Like I said, just like all the stuff I just said, they're just letting you know, by the way, you got the obesity.
How do you expect fat people to take care of our health if healthcare professionals are not giving us quality care?
Whoa, 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 whoa. How do you expect us to take care of ourselves if healthcare professionals won't give us quality care? Because those are two completely different things. How do you expect me to take care of myself if you won't give me quality care? Dude, that is such a defeatist, weird, and wrong attitude. You need to take care of yourself, period. Whether doctors existed or not, even if they don't exist, you still need to take care of yourself. What if there wasn't this guy called a doctor that you could go annoy with your day-to-day problems that are easily preventable? What would you do then? I guess you'd have to figure it out yourself, right? When you get so large that you start destroying your ankles, instead of going to the doctor for painkillers, classically, I would imagine you would have to lose weight of your own accord. You would have to do it, because you are in control of you. How many times do I have to point at the camera? How am I going to take care of myself if you don't take care of me? What? That's so weird. Why do you always need to go to the doctor?
We deserve the same access to healthcare as thin people.
Yeah, and you do have the same access to healthcare as thin people. You can go to the doctor and he will talk to you. What other kind of access do you want? When you say access, do you mean you want the doctor to ignore all of your very obvious problems in favor of giving you drugs? I came in here to be prescribed drugs, not to be given tips for how to turn my life around. What are you doing? Next.
It's always funny to me that people think because I'm fat, I'm always eating, just constantly shoveling food into my face. And I'm not going to say that I don't eat. I very much, like, I'm fat, I do eat. But
Oh, so you admitted there is a correlation between eating and being overweight. Because she just said, I am fat, I do eat. Implying that being fat means that you eat. Gotti. We got him. You just said it yourself. It's funny because in other videos you seem to imply that it's genetic or some other socioeconomic factor that is outside of your control. But here you say, I am fat, I do eat. And you say it as if to imply like, yeah, duh, that's how I got fat, because I eat. So, what about all those previous videos? And even in this very video, you're like, people assume that I'm constantly shoveling food into my face because I'm fat. And then you say, well, I do eat, I am fat. So, well, which is it? Do we pull calories from the air? Is it genetic, or are we actually eating?
Like, today, it's 7 p.m., 7:30. I have not eaten a single thing. I have not eaten a single bite of food because I can't decide what to do. I can't decide if I want to just go make something from my fridge or if I want to go out. And if I want to go out, where do I want to go? Or
Okay, my recommendation, eat something from the fridge, or if there's no healthy food in your fridge, go grocery shopping, get some stuff, bring it home, make a nice meal.
do I want to order something to delivery?
No delivery, no going out to eat. By the way, I love where I have it paused right here. She looks like she's about to start singing like a very dramatic opera sequence right here. She's like, oh, my heart, come back with my heart, or something. Oh, man, I don't know what's wrong with me, dude. I'm sorry. I can't keep it together anymore. Look at her. This is an opera singing face. She's even got the hand. My love, come back to me. I missed my calling, didn't I? Shouldn't I be an opera singer? I think we all know I should. I don't even want to push play, bro. I just want to look at this for the rest of the day.
And I can't settle on what I want. And so I've been putting that aside for literally 5 hours.
Okay, that's really weird. I can figure out what I want to eat in 5 minutes. You know, sometimes you're a little indecisive or whatever, but to not eat for 5 hours because you just can't decide, well, maybe you're putting a little too much gravity onto the situation of deciding what to eat. You're like, I just can't decide. I can't decide. Like it's like a huge decision or something. It shouldn't feel like a life-changing decision. Food shouldn't be the epicenter that all of our lives revolve around. It should just be a thing that you do real quick because your body needed some food. It's just fuel. Sometimes it's delicious fuel, especially when I cook it. But mostly it's just food, you know? I think one of the things that we need to learn how to get over if we're dealing with binge ED is getting over the greatness of food. Just treat it like, yeah, that was just some stupid food that I ate because I was hungry. It wasn't like, oh my God, what am I going to have for dinner? I can't decide. Like, I don't know, dude. It's not an occasion. It's just food, man. I hate how everybody uses eating like it's some sort of special occasion. Like, hey, you guys want to go out to eat? You want to go to the Olive Garden? Like, no, I don't want to go to the Olive Garden, dude. Everything I make at home is 100 times better than anything that you've ever had at Applebee's or Olive Garden or any of these nasty chain restaurants. I've honestly never even had food from a mom and pop restaurant that was better than my own food.
To the point where, like, I just, at this point, need to eat something. Doesn't matter what it is.
So you put it off for so long and you kept contemplating it for so long that you got to the point to where you're like, okay. I've gone so long without eating. At this point, I just need to eat something, anything. Okay, so this is really bizarre. Like, you were like so into trying to choose what to eat that at some point you got flustered and just said, all right, whatever, I just need to eat anything. I wouldn't recommend that. I would just recommend staying focused, you know, and be like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to go make myself a sandwich. End of story. Done.
And, like, that's, like, it's my brain. That's the problem. Does that make sense? Like,
your brain is the problem. I guess it makes sense. You should stop being so neurotic about food. Just make a stupid sandwich and eat it and move on with your day.
It's not, I'm just paralyzed.
You're paralyzed. You're paralyzed because you can't decide what to eat. Oh, my goodness gracious. Are we getting a little hyperbolic here? Straight up paralyzed. Hey, Jim, how's it going there, dude? It's been a while since I've seen you. So, we're going to go out to eat. What do you feel like eating today? Well, you know, I actually been thinking about this for quite a while. What I would like to eat is, yeah, I was thinking we could go to that place down the street. They look like they got pretty good food. Are you good? Are you paralyzed right now, dog? Maybe some sub sandwiches?
My ADHD is like so bad. And that's why it's always so funny to me. Like, it's not that I don't eat, but like most days, most days I have one meal a day because of like.
Okay, well, you said earlier that you are overweight and you do eat, as if to imply that eating causes you to be overweight. So if you are eating one meal a day most days, then by your own admission, that would have to be a large meal, right? I am large, so I do eat. But on most days, I don't even really eat. Okay, you know, a side effect of those ADHD meds is loss of appetite, right?
My ADHD is so bad. Like if my brain worked, my eating patterns would be a lot better, but it doesn't.
All right, so to play devil's advocate here, I would say that if your eating patterns were better, perhaps you would be larger, right? You're like, I don't even eat. My eating patterns are so messed up from this ADHD, that I don't even eat. I eat one meal a day. And, you know, if my ADHD was under control, I would be better at eating. Do you think that would be good, to be better at eating? If I were already morbidly obese, just eating one meal a day, I wouldn't think that that was a bad thing, and I wouldn't be seeking to increase the number of meals. I'd be like, well, I'm already morbidly obese. I don't want to be doubly morbidly obese. I don't want to go from infinifat to death fat. I don't even like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that at all. Next.
I've said it once, and I will say it a million times until y'all hear me. I don't have a problem with my weight. I don't have a problem being fat.
Okay.
I am so happy and content in my body.
Well, if you keep yelling that loud enough, eventually you'll convince yourself.
My issue is the way that people treat me because I'm fat. That is the only issue I have.
What if nobody's treating you like any kind of way because you're, quote, fat? I would argue that nobody's treating you any kind of way except for people online in your comments. In your day-to-day life, like that fat shaming thing that happened earlier, I don't think that guy ever actually fat shamed you. I think that you're just tripping out and you're obsessed with your own weight to such a degree that you think that everybody's making fun of you. Whereas actually, in reality, only people online are. And I don't doubt that people in your comment section make fun of you. Of course they do. They're hiding behind their screens. They wouldn't do this in public.
And I'm not miserable. I am happy. I'm good. I'm mentally ill, and that's its own thing.
You're mentally ill, and that's something. Who isn't? Who isn't mentally ill these days or considers themselves mentally ill, right? Like, I was in a bad mood today. I have a mental illness. Like, everybody seems to be throwing that term around very loosely these days. You know, a lot of people have mental illness, like in the form of depression and stuff, and it can usually be remedied by proper diet and exercise and getting enough sun. That last one sounds silly, but it's actually true, dude. You will feel a lot better if you get outside and get some vitamin D on you.
But I'm not miserable.
I'm not miserable. Not at all. I'm so happy. See, look. That's a smile. That's a real, super real smile right there.
I get on this app and I complain, right? Like,
you do complain quite a bit, Victoria, on this app. That lets me know right there that you're happy. Duh. That's what happy people do. They get on TikTok and complain and talk about their weight 24/7. That's what I do.
I talk about the things that bother me so they don't sit inside me and bother me until they, like, explode, you know?
Okay, so things do bother you. So you're not happy. Everything bothers me all the time, but I'm super happy, though. I love it. I love being bothered.
Should I be in therapy?
I don't know. I kind of feel like we are your therapy, Victoria. Me watching your videos and reacting to them is some kind of therapy. I'm guessing you watch my channel. I assume that everybody watches my channel. Hey, how's it going, Joe Biden? Good to see you. So, yeah, everybody watches me all the time because my channel is the best. Thank you for the support. And yes, I have been working out. See, you can just hear whatever you want to hear.
Actually, maybe. But the internet is quicker and cheaper, so I understand people's misconception of my personality because either A, like, you don't follow me, you don't get it, you just look at me as, like, an angry fat bitch. Like, I get that. When I see things that I disagree with or I don't like, I call them out because I feel like if I don't, who else will?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of these things just would go unsaid if you didn't say them in particular.
And that makes me feel better. This is the way that I have chosen to exist in a fatphobic society, but I'm good.
This is the way that I've chosen to exist in a fatphobic society. And I'm also good. All psychosis aside, let's dump right... So those were just a few clips from our good friend, FatFabFeminist. I had a few more ready to go, but the video's already getting pretty long. And that's about all we have time for today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.